Hello and welcome to the Keep Calm and Shut the Fuck Up podcast. The podcast where we talk about whatever the hell we want and you guys deal with it. Today we're doing the unplanned, unscripted mythology episode. So this is going to be a little interesting. You're going to have to bear with us here. Today in the studio, we have Dom, Noah, and our mystery guest who we'll never get to find out the identity of.
Wagwan Modular.
Because we like to keep you on your toes. Okay.
You like toast, don't you, Sophie?
Speaking
Yeah,
of
I love toast so much. So the idea for today is that you guys are going to talk more about mythology because I don't really know much about it. I'm kind of just here as like the host. But please don't stand on me. By the way, the context to this is that I am currently under a table because I felt more at home down here. So this is really fun. We're going to kick off the episode. These guys are going to tell you about their favorite people in mythology because I don't know anything about it and I want to know more. So please, go ahead.
Yeah, I'll kick things off. So I'm a mega Greek mythology nerd. So number one guy's got to be Hades. Like, he cut his way out of his dad, got sent down to hell, then tricked a girl into shagging him for half the year, which is why we have seasons, and then ended up tricking her into fucking him the whole year, and now she's just trapped there.
Alright then. No, I'm tied between two. First one's Dionysus, because his mother tried killing him because he's ugly. But the second one is Loki, because he's just a G, ain't it? Loki, dressed up as a woman, got married, just so his brother could have his hammer back.
Loki is
Fucking
Loki
legend.
fire.
He's low-key amazing.
Man's sick. Following on from that then, I'm Norse pagan, so these bitches are my literal gods, even though I don't believe in them literally. I'm gonna keep it simple, go with Thor. Man's just cool, innit? You know, he's got that hammer, got that belt.
Basic!
Kicked the shit out the world serpent at Ragnarok, even though he died from it. But you know, you win some, you lose some. I got a pendant of his that I wear every day.
Mjolnir.
Mjolnir, yeah.
That's really cool. No, can you tell me about Thor's belt? Because I've heard about the hammer, but I think I've heard about the belt.
So I can't remember the name of the belt. I think it's something along the lines of like Megingjord or something. But basically it increases his strength. So it's like you put the belt on, have the hammer in the belt, and I think in the mythology I think he's like 20 times stronger or something. But obviously he's already a god, so he's already way stronger than anyone can comprehend.
That's
Fair
fucking
enough.
sick, mate.
But it's like, you know what? We'll just put more on it, because why the fuck not?
Yeah, they were like, let's just take this and run with it. I mean, literally run with it, because I bet Bro can run very fast.
Megan Euro, that's the belt's name.
Yeah, there we go, close enough.
Okay, cool. Well, it's a good thing
Megan
we have
Fox, whoa.
our Google correspondent here to like let us know when we say things wrong. So, mythology. Explain for dummies like the creation stories from the different mythologies, because I think this could be cool.
Yeah, so Greek mythology, everyone thinks it's always like Zeus is the guy that kind of started everything, he's the top god. Yeah, no, that's bullshit. So actually it was the Titans, and there was the first guy, Kronos, he was like the big Titan geezer.
Oh my god, did he eat his kids?
Yes.
Yeah, he ate his
so
kids.
Kronos kind of created everything, and yeah, kind of fast forward a couple of years, he gets a wife, he shags her a couple times, and he basically he starts off eating his kids when his wife gives birth, because he doesn't want to be like overthrown and everything, and so eventually she tricks him, she steals the third son away, which is Zeus, and instead she makes him eat a stone, and then eventually Zeus comes back. Now this is kind of where stories differ. Some will say that Zeus cut his dad Kronos open, others will say that they got in a fight and the other two, Poseidon and Hades, cut him open. But end of the day, he gets cut open, And yeah, he ends up being kind of confined in this box, and then the gods take over with like Zeus as the head. He rules like the sky, Poseidon takes the sea, and Hades has hell. And that is kind of like how we get modern Greek mythology.
Hades sounds like a sick motherfucker.
He is an absolute boss.
I would.
But the most important guy, Dionysus, is the god of wine and getting drunk and gambling.
Well, in that case.
Hell yeah.
I approve.
Which mythology are we going through next then?
Would you be alright to tell us about the Norse one?
Sure. So I can't remember much of it because I haven't studied it in years. I'm a very good pagan, trust me. Technically I'm heathen, but you know. So from what I can remember, it's basically there's this thing called Yggdrasil or the World Tree, and that is where that's where everything comes from. Us, the 9 realms, everything. I believe it's from the ashes of the World Tree. I could be wrong on that. Again, haven't looked at it in fucking years. But yeah, so there's our realm, there's Midgard, and there's the gods' realm, Asgard, Jotunheim, that's the realm of the giants. There's a few others that have very weird names because Scandinavia.
Yeah, good point.
I will sprinkle them here and there when I remember them and when I can be bothered. But yeah, we come from one massive fucking tree that encompasses 9 different universes in it. So enjoy that.
Sounds really cool. I feel like we should maybe play a little game, but I'm not really sure what game we could play because I obviously haven't planned this episode really.
Should we give some backstory onto why we haven't planned this episode?
Yeah, we should probably
Go
give
on
some. Yeah, let's give the backstory.
2 people beep and beep who shall not be named. We were meant to do a different episode and they couldn't be asked. They went to Greg's instead, which, sidebar, I'm disappointed they haven't bought me any fucking Greg's. Everyone knows I love Greg's. So yeah, we're doing mythology instead.
Right,
Yeah,
I'm changing
fuck you,
most
beep
of
and
that.
beep. How
'cause that's
dare
a bit
you
mean.
quit on the episode to go to Greg's? It's fine.
And all of that's got to be cut apart from the Greg shit because that was very, very rude.
I'm cutting some of that.
It's
I'll
okay. We
tell
don't have
the
to cut stuff that's
story.
rude. We just have to cut stuff that's slurs.
Tell you what,
No.
I'll tell the story. So basically, Mia and Ash, we can say their names because they've already introduced themselves. We're supposed to be doing a K-pop episode today. However, they were unprepared and had other matters to attend to. So we've decided to go with a mythology episode instead.
Greg's. Let's see. Right.
It may
right.
or may not have been Greg's.
Okay. Game of the day competition. Who can say Greg's in the most ASMR way possible into the microphone?
Greg's.
Greg's.
Yeah, I want fucking Greg's cunt.
Greg's!
Greg's. For those of you, I don't know if anyone is gonna listen to this who isn't in the UK, but I have a few friends who are in the UK.
Probably
so
not.
if you guys are listening to this and you're not in the UK, Greg's is like a chain. It's really hard to describe, but it's like a chain of
Bakery chain.
like a bakery chain.
Basically, Greg's is like the #1 fast food you get. And they do like loads of different baked goods. The best of which is the sausage,
Very
bean and cheese
nice.
melt. So if you're ever in the UK, grab yourself one of them.
Oh, and they
And
do
they do,
coffee.
like,
They do good
Donuts,
coffee.
and their coffee is pretty good. I can't
It's
lie.
really cheap as well compared to like Starbucks
yeah,
and places.
it's like dirt cheap compared to everywhere
Being
else.
as a black coffee bitch, it's really good. Other than they don't always have decaf. So
Nah,
that's
drink
sad.
proper coffee.
Yeah, but if I drink proper coffee, Amy, my tummy will hurt, and I don't want that.
Womp womp.
Do we care?
Do you want 20p? You can run to the phone box and call someone who gives a shit.
What, Childline?
Yeah, sure.
No.
They probably won't give
I
a
don't
shit.
care either.
I can call
Yeah.
Childline for 2 more weeks, and you best believe I'm going to do it. Literally. What's the Childline? What seems to be the problem? Got diarrhea. Okay, we're gonna take this to a darker place now. I want to know what you guys various mythologies. Oh my god. That is getting
That is definitely dark.
See, I'm censoring that.
Yeah, that needs censoring.
No, I thought we keep it in.
I don't-
Patreon content.
What, the Patreon content is just hearing us say stuff that's not PC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, guys, believe it or not, we're actually not perfect and we do say stuff that isn't PC sometimes.
All the time, if you me and Dom.
So,
Excuse me.
that's really fun.
You want me to tell you a 9/11 joke?
Oh shit! No.
Right,
no.
we're not telling our 11 jokes on
No,
the
we're
podcast.
not.
So the place that I'm taking this to now is kind of a place that we explored a little in the last episode about space. Well, last episode we recorded. That probably isn't going to be the last episode when you guys listen to it. But I want to know what you guys' various mythologies would like think about death, because I think about death all the time. So
Someone say something.
oh my god, can we not?
Yeah, sick one. Okay, I'll start then. So as I said earlier, Hades is like the god of the underworld. And basically, when you die, you get sent to like this waiting room that's overrun by a guy called Charon. Charon for all you English nerds out there.
Getting carried.
Who's different to Chiron, which is a centaur geezer. But yeah, Charon basically, he decides when he can and can't go down into the underworld, or if you've been good, you go up to Olympus and you live with the gods. But yeah, basically, if you've been naughty, you go down to the underworld and you have to get on a boat, which you have to pay for as well, which is a bit fucking rude. So if you're poor, you
literally
have to
just
wait
died,
in this.
so-
You wait in like how Catholics call it purgatory, for eternity, and there's like nothing to do. But you cross the river Styx, and which you don't want to fall into because you'll die. And
No,
yeah,
you're already
Charon
dead.
takes you across the river Styx, and then there's a three-headed dog called Cerberus, and basically, if you're not meant to be in the underworld, he will eat you. And from there, if you've been really, really naughty, then your punishment will be decided by Hades himself, and he can give some proper cruel punishments. Otherwise, you just kind of bimble around. There's one guy, I always forget his name, but he's like the most famous one for punishments. Is he has to roll a boulder up a hill on his back.
Oh, Sisyphus.
Yeah.
Sisyphus, that's it, thank you. So Sisyphus had killed his kids and tried to feed them to the gods.
Nice.
Fair
Oh, wait, no,
enough.
that's a different geezer, actually. So we'll talk about him instead. So there's this one guy, he wanted to unlock something called the nectar of the gods. He wanted to know how to make it. Nectar was the food of the gods. So he invited them all down for a meal, and to trick them because they wouldn't give it to him, he ended up chopping his kids up and trying to feed it to the gods. When they found out, they obviously killed him. They sent him down to the underworld, and he was forced to sit under a tree and next to a river. But every time he tried to grab the fruit off the tree or grab a drink from the river, it would disappear. So essentially, he's starved and dehydrated for eternity. And then Sisyphus, the other guy, he has to roll a boulder up a hill, but it's a vertical hill at the end, so it's impossible, and he's constantly trying to push this boulder up a hill, and every time he stops, he gets crushed by the boulder.
I've got a mini tangent to go on after my death thing. Right, so basically, in Egyptian mythology, if you die, you get sent to a place called the Duat. And then what they'll do is they crack open your ribs, rip your heart out your skull, and balance it and see if you've been good or naughty.
Your skull.
Oh yeah, your heart.
Yeah, they
Wrong
take
one.
the heart out.
Just go bang. And then if you've been naughty, they truck you over the boat, and then you die. And if not, then
Kinda like
so they
pirates.
take your heart and they balance it on the scales. On the other side is a feather. And if it's like if the heart goes down, then obviously you're not pure as a feather. It's like a white feather. So yeah, then you get.
of
sent to
course
Naughty
it's a
Naughty
white
Land.
feather.
I think my heart would probably sink, to be honest.
Mine definitely would.
Number 7.
Yeah, so Norse mythology, there's a couple different ways. Obviously, you got Valhalla, realm of the gods. That's in Asgard. And basically, if you've been good by Norse mythology standards, if you've been a good Viking, then you'll go to Valhalla. You'll get taken up there by Valkyries. That is basically one massive pie. There's food, there's mead, there's music, there's still a lot of fighting, mainly because you are waiting and training with the gods until Ragnarok. Norse mythology does have its own version of purgatory, where it's if you've been neither good or bad. I really cannot remember the name of this place for the life of me, but imagine it like a swamp, but there's nothing but like water about a fist deep, and there's just fog everywhere, and there's nothing forever, and you spend all of time until Ragnarok there. Then there's Hell, which is controlled by one of Loki's children named Hel. That's creative. And yeah, if you've been a shit Viking, so the way it's technically judged is if you died in battle. So if you didn't die in battle, if you died, I don't know, because you fell off a cliff because you were trying to take a piss too close to the edge, you get sent to hell.
That's my future.
What if, like, you got wounded in battle and died because of the injuries, like, 2 days later?
That's still technically from battle.
Banging.
Yeah.
What if you were having a wank and you hung yourself at the same time?
Hell. 'Cause you killed yourself.
Fuck.
You're a pussy.
You're a pussy.
By Viking standards, you're a pussy.
Sounds fun.
Sorry.
I think by Viking standards, I'm definitely a pussy.
Nah, you're fine.
So I mean, judging is in my MBTI chart, so I am gonna just like judge real quick. And I think out of all of these, I don't know which would be my go-to. I think probably Greek is nice. I mean, at
Really?
least like unless you do something heinous, like you're just kind of wandering around
Like,
in hell.
chop up your kids and try to
Yeah.
make the gods
Well,
eat
yeah, I've
them.
not chopped up any kids recently, so I think we'll be alright.
At the end of the day, scram.
Tastes like pork. Who doesn't want a bit of pork belly?
Ew, that's
Exactly.
horrible. Right, Dom, you had a tangent. What was your?
Oh yeah, mine's about Norse mythology actually.
Hey.
Yeah, fuck you, Noah. I'm stealing your mythology.
Fuck off, are you?
Yeah.
Your thunder.
So in Norse
What?
mythology, I like that joke. I'm keeping that in.
What's your tangent then, lad?
Yeah, in Norse mythology, there is a drink called the Mead of Poetry.
There is.
Yeah, fucking great story this is.
It's fucking good.
So basically, this bloke made a mead, said, shit, this is actually pretty good. But then, some thieves stole it. So when he caught the thieves, he chopped them up, stuck them in. But that turned into, if you drink that mead, you know fucking everything. Who the fuck your mother's fucked, what your mate's doing right now.
Noah's like waving his
Everything.
hand as if to say that Dom's not quite right here.
Yeah, I'm probably not right.
Or you're almost correct. You don't know everything. That is part of the story later. But what it means is basically when you're pissed, you become like a fucking master. You become like a Viking Stephen King. Like you become like like better than the gods at like poetry and all this shit. Like basically, Vikings were like they all had like creative art degrees. So yeah, they cared a lot about art and shit. Anyway, carry on. Sorry.
Yeah, that's my tangent. So you heard it here first. Norse mythology says that if you drink, it won't kill your brain cells. It'll actually make you smarter.
Yeah.
So drink now.
I think I'm alright, thanks.
Going off on another Greek tangent, because that is all the shit I know about being better than the gods.
Yeah!
So basically, we got spiders because some woman thought she was better than Athena at weaving. So Athena is god of loads of different stuff, but she was known to be like the best weaver there was. And there was this woman who was going around called Arachne, who thought she was a better weaver than...
Arachnids!
Weezer?
Yeah.
By the way, guys, sorry, context, I did just whack my head on the table, so that's why everyone's pissing themselves laughing.
So, yeah, there was this woman called Arachne going around who was, like, the best mortal weaver that there was. and she was really, really fucking sick at it. And she was going around saying she was better than Athena, and she could prove it because Athena wasn't challenging her. She wasn't coming down to Earth and challenging her to a weaving competition. At which point Athena was actually in the audience as she was saying this.
Oh dear.
Big womp womp. And they have a weaving competition, and the people are set to decide who's the better weaver. And there's basically a bet saying that if Arachne is the better weaver, then she gets Athena's powers as a god, and they basically swap roles. And Athena's like, yeah, sick one, will do it. And to be fair, Arachne did actually beat Athena, but she cheated. So Athena basically cursed her and turned her into a spider, which is why we now have arachnids and why they weave silk.
That's sick. It's also very scary because now I feel like the spiders are little people, and I feel, to be fair, I always feel bad. Like I don't want to like kill spiders.
Funnily enough, there's probably a lot of spiders on that desk. No one's touched
definitely
it.
I don't
is.
see any. Do you want me to have a look for some?
I can see one
Nah, I'm good.
Where?
over there. It's fucking tiny, but I can see it.
Please,
fucking
that's average.
Unless that's dust.
Oh no, it is a spider.
Yeah, no, that's a spider.
Oh my god, it's doing a little wiggle. That's
Oh,
so
there's
cute.
another.
It's doing a little like up and down.
My spider don't wiggle, wiggle.
It falls. I like to see. For sure.
For sure.
We love you, Louis Theroux.
I don't.
Anyone got any more tangents they want to go on?
I've probably.
I
Ooh,
feel like I've greeked out for a bit. I'll let someone else
I've
take
got a
it.
Greeked
good
out.
one. I like this story.
I can sum up how to get into Valhalla in like a sentence. Basically, if you want to get into a good place in Viking mythology, you can't die in peace or not in pain. You have to be either in pain or disturbed.
I'm eternally in pain. I'm going Valhalla.
What if I'm constantly both?
See?
Depends what kind.
Mentally disturbed and mentally in pain.
I don't think.
Do
Correct
you
me if
die-
I'm wrong, Noah, but
do you-
did the Vikings care about mental illness?
Yes and no.
No one did before 1930.
Did you die? So if you had metaphorical demons, did you die battling said demons?
Yeah, I tried killing
Re-up.
myself to kill the demons and it didn't go well.
Hey, that means Amy Winehouse
As long
went
as you didn't
Valhalla.
kill yourself, you would technically still go to Valhalla because it's an internal battle. And that's still a battle.
Banging.
Oh, Slay. Oh, so they were kind of like accepting then.
They were accepting it.
What absolute queens? We love the Vikings.
They weren't as bloodthirsty as I mean they were. Don't get me wrong. They conquered nearly half the world, but they were all right if you were on their side.
The episode of Horrible Histories has to be one of my favorite. You know the one with the song where it's like, we're
Yeah.
tearing up this place tonight. Literally. Love that.
Horrible history is on top, man. That's where I first learned about like Greek mythology and stuff.
I never
Absolutely
watched it,
forever.
you know.
And Percy
Me either.
Jackson.
Oh, me as a
Percy
kid.
Jackson.
Oh, don't even get me started on
Mate.
Percy Jackson. I will rant about that shit for days.
Go ahead, we
brother.
have time.
No, you really don't.
We've got half hour.
I think like Percy Jackson is probably the only stuff that I really know about Greek mythology. And to be honest, I spent most of the time just having a fucking fat crush on Talia in it. So
No comment.
tell me I'm wrong.
Fair enough. Right,
Right.
I've got two stories.
Go on, lad.
One I really like and one is my favourite.
Oh, we didn't finish the Mead of the Gods one. We didn't actually finish it.
Go on, finish.
We should do like a topic tally of how many times we
Right.
flick between topics.
I'll
No
finish
red
it off
urgent.
then. So basically, story goes, this guy made this mead, really fucking good. I think they were elves, tried to come steal it. He said, nah, fuck that. Killed them, cut them up, put them in there, let them ferment for a bit, you know. Tried the mead again, because why not? Turns out, made you really good at poetry and shit. So then, the gods took notice of this, and was like, hey, that gives you godly powers. No, bitch.
No.
Nuh-uh.
So, but this guy was like, yeah, I don't care, it's mine, you're not having it. So Odin went, alright, watch me. So that one-eyed bastard turned into a fucking eagle, flew into this guy's like hideout cave thing where he was keeping it. I'll skip over the fact that he also seduced his daughter, but you know.
That's
What
the
a
best
game.
bit
Wow.
of the story.
Yeah. He downed both vats of them in just 2 gulps. I nearly said gulgs then. Gulp. Didn't swallow it and flew. He was flying back to Asgard. This guy found out and he was chasing him. And to get him off his tail, to get him off his back, he quite literally sharted out some of the mead onto this guy's face to get him.
Good. Diarrhea.
So basically, the story now goes: if you drink mead and you suddenly become very eloquent, or you can still talk and you're fine, you've drank the mead of the gods, and that's the good one, the one that you didn't shit out. If you drink and then you suddenly become a motherfucker, then you drank the shit mead that he shat out. So yeah.
You hear this small
Pass
angry
me some
bald
of that
man? When you
shitty
get
mead.
mad because you're drunk, it's because you drank the mead that a bird shat out. So
Yeah.
fuck you.
Drank shit.
Yeah.
Talking about
This is not
birds.
targeted.
This is very smooth segue into Greek mythology.
Go on then.
Ooh, that was a smooth segue. Yeah, so obviously we've got Zeus, who's like the big head god. And he's married to the goddess called Athena. No, shit, not Athena. What the fuck am I on about? Hera. He's married to Hera.
Yeah.
And basically they both hate each other. They don't love each other. Which is like no comment, but my parents' marriage. Mummy, if you listen to this isn't me. I've got a gun to my head.
Well, no one knows who you are, so it's fine.
Exactly, we're
Mom,
chilling.
if you listen to this,
Yeah, so basically Zeus was trying to court this woman called Hera, and he was known for sleeping around and fucking whoever he wanted. But Hera basically just refused him one day, and so he kind of became obsessed with winning her hand in marriage. And so he said to her, "Men, am I right?" So he turned around and said, "If I can get you to say that you love me, then you have to marry me." And she was like, "Yeah, okay, banging. I'm never going to tell you that I love you, so that's fine." And so, yeah, several kind of millennia go by. And then one day, this little bird with a broken wing, who's almost dead, hops up onto Hera's windowsill. And she's this really caring goddess. So she takes the bird in, kind of heals it, looks after it for a few weeks. And then when the bird's kind of all healed and ready to go, she turns around and says to the bird, "I love you." At which point, Zeus transforms out of the bird and he's like, "Ha, fuck you, woman, you're my wife, bitch."
We love the coercion.
So, yeah, he tricked Hera into marrying him, and then he kept on fucking every other woman that he saw.
Okay.
What
This
a
guy
class guy.
sounds amazing.
So, Daddy, if you're out there, I know your backstory.
so moral of the story is you have to be a bird to get a bird.
Exactly.
that is a
It's
that was
my new
actually
pickup
a solid
line, that
joke.
is.
Oh, well done. Well, you had stories to tell, didn't you?
It's so fucking funny.
So basically, they go into this village and they say, "I challenge you." So Thor says, "No, I'll challenge you." So the king brought out this massive vat of mead, like in a drinking bowl. And he said, "If you can drink all of this in one go, you'll win this round."
Okay.
So he drank everything, or almost everything, almost passed out, looked back at the king, he hadn't even drunk a third of it. So he just felt shit after that. And then, the second challenge, I'm missing stuff out because I was cringy. But oh well, I'm not here to make people happy.
Noah is the #1 pagan.
You know what? if I'm stressing anyone out who's listening to this, all you need to do is keep calm and shut the fuck up.
Literally.
Exactly. And know that we don't care about you, so fuck off.
Yeah.
Fuck you,
We're
bitch!
not actually a commodity. We're not here to be exploited for content. We're doing this to
Apart
ourselves.
from me and
but-
Sophie, because we're women.
Yeah, that's true, to be fair.
Anyway, carry on.
Right, second round.
Right, so there's three trolls because they picked up this like giant's kid along the way. I can't remember his name. So yeah, the first one was Thor had to drink from a horn. He did not succeed. I'll elaborate more on that. Second one was an eating challenge. Loki went, I can out-eat any of you fuckers, watch me. And the king was like, nah, not everyone. And he puts this like little fucking stick bug of a guy on one end of the table, and Loki's on the other end. And it's like a long table that you'd see in like some shit medieval drama, filled to the brim with food, like as everything. And the king just goes, all right, on go, you're just gonna eat everything, and the person who gets to the center of the table first wins. I was like, all right. So he goes 3, 2, 1, go, and Loki's like devouring fucking everything. Like he's leaving them bones picked clean. And when Loki's about halfway through the table, the king says, all right, stop, done. And he looks up and he says this other stick guy has reached the centre of the table, but he has not just eaten the food, he's also eaten the bones, the plates the foods were served on, and the table itself.
Sounds like me.
All faster than Loki. So Loki was like, guess not then. Third trial was with this giant's kid, and he said he is the fastest person in Midgard. And the giants went, no, the king went, alright, bet. Got this like little guy next to him, and they go, alright, run as fast as you can down there. I don't know, it was like some alleyway or something. Probably not an alleyway, but you know what I mean. Same sort of thing. Alright, 3, 2, 1, go. So this giant's kid running faster than anyone can comprehend, even faster than the gods, which is concerning. Gets to the other side, and he's starting on his way back. He's noticed this guy hasn't even started yet. He's like, well, this is going to be easy. Once he's about halfway back, notices the guy run past him, and past him again. And then he just goes, stop. I was like, guess not then. So yeah, he got clarted. And Thor, being the very non-egotistical god that he is.
I assume this is sarcasm, yeah?
Oh yeah. Went, nah, fuck you, I want a rematch. So he was like, alright, what you good at? And he was like, I can wrestle really good. He was like, okay, bet. So the king then brings out this old, frail fuck of a woman.
Oh my god.
Like, on death's door. I was like, alright, beat her in a fight. I was like, you joking? I was like, no, beat her in a fight. I was like, alright. So they start, and immediately Thor notices something's wrong, because he can't push her over. If you can't push an old woman over, I'm sorry, you're weak as fuck.
Exactly.
Yeah. And after a few minutes of like this stalemate sort of thing, the old woman begins to push him to the floor. Begins to fight with all his strength, to no avail. Still gets pushed to the floor. And once he hits the floor, King says, stop. Proved you all wrong. We're still better than you. Get the fuck out. And on their way out, Loki being the master of it, he's like, "You tricked us, didn't you?" And the king was like, "Yeah, fine, we tricked you. You wanna know how?" He was like, "Yeah, go on then." So, the horn that Thor was drinking out of in the first trial, what was in there wasn't mead, it was the fucking ocean.
Great story this is.
And
Fucking love it.
Thor took that big of a fucking drink, he lowered the sea level. That's why some islands exist. In Loki's trial, I can't remember the metaphor. That's great.
What was Loki's trial? The
Eating. That's annoying me. I can't remember the metaphor. I'll come back to that with the Google correspondent. With the Giants Kids trial, it was actually the impersonation of thought. So no one can be faster than thought. Which, yeah. Apart from light, but we don't talk about that.
Anyway.
And then Thor's last trial, the wrestle with the pensioner, he was actually wrestling the impersonation of age. And no one, not even the gods, can beat age.
That's some deep shit, bruh.
Didn't he also try and pick up a cat?
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Yes, he
The
did.
story was Thor was pissed, so he said, "I'm good at lifting shit as well. Like my hammer weighs, what was it, like Dying Star or something like that."
That's the Marvel version of it. I don't know what it is actually in Norse mythology. I'll
Far
have to
too
look.
much. So he said, "All right then, pick up this cat." So after like 4 minutes of struggling, he picked him up and then just dropped him and just couldn't do it. And the story behind that one was actually, it was Jormungandr, Loki's son, who got so big that he wrapped himself around the world and bit his own tail. It's like, fuck's sake, can you censor that now? This mysterious person wrapping herself around the world and
Right.
I'm censoring that as well.
Yeah.
That shit got me censored. Right, so I finally thought of a mythology story that's not Greek. It's got to be like one of the most famous non-traditional mythology stories. But it is the story of Ben and Donna and Finn McCarhill.
Who the fuck?
Yeah, you'll understand in a minute. Finn McCarhill is translated to Finn McCool. And if that doesn't give it away, then you had no fucking
Still don't
childhood.
fucking know.
So we've got Giant's Causeway up in Ireland.
Up in Ireland.
Up in Ireland. And so yeah, the story goes, there was a giant, the strongest giant in Ireland called Finn McCool. And he got bored of challenging all the other giants in Ireland. And he'd heard about this giant in Scotland called Ben and Donna. Who is apparently the biggest giant in all of Scotland, and he was challenging Finn McCool to a battle. And so Finn McCool got really, really impatient, and so he started picking up rocks and throwing them in the sea to build an island over to a path over to Scotland. At which point Ben and Donna saw him doing this, and so started doing the same. And Ben and Donna got really, really tired from this. He went for a little power nap, and when Finn McCool finished the track over to Scotland, he saw Ben and Donna sleeping and was like, "Fuck me, this guy is swole, like bro lifts." So yeah, Ben and Donna was absolutely huge, and he was like, "I can't do this." So he ran all the way back to Ireland. He told his wife, and she was like, "Shit, we've got a problem because Ben and Donna's going to beat you if we have a fight." And so they thought of a plan.
We love a supportive wife.
And so, yeah, this is where if you grew up in Ireland or Scotland, the moral of the story changes. So if you grow up in Scotland, it's basically saying that the Irish are cheating cunts and you can't trust them.
Right, okay.
And if you grew up in Ireland, then it's saying that the Scottish will just try and batter you so you can't trust them. You've got to be clever. So what Finn McCool did was he went home and he was like, right, we've got a plan. And so he dressed up as a baby and put him in a cot and everything. His wife built a massive cot that would fit him. And so then when Ben and Donna came over to Ireland because he was getting impatient, Finn McCool's wife greeted him with little cupcakes at the door, and she'd put rocks in the cupcakes. And so she said, yeah, these are Finn's favourite, I'm sure you'll love them. And because she told him Finn was out hunting and fighting the giants at the time, so Ben and Donna bit into one of these cupcakes, that she'd put a rock in one of them and pressed her thumb on the top so that she knew this is the one with a rock in it. He bit into it, obviously he couldn't eat it. Then she gave one to the baby, which was actually Finn McCool, which didn't have a rock in it. He ate that chilling, at which point Ben and Donna saw the size of the baby, thought, oh, fuck me, if this is the baby, Finn McCool is going to be absolutely massive. And he ran off back to Ireland. No, he ran off back to Scotland. And so, yeah, that is why we have the Giant's Causeway in Ireland. And, yeah, so if you grow up in Ireland, you would beep.
Right, okay, that is going to be censored,
Yeah.
but thank you for that one, Amy. We're going to probably have to close up now just because we need to be getting to El Leson de... who we're going to boot that name. But
Yay.
it's been so good to hang with you guys and hear some stories about mythology. And for those of you who are listening out in the world, I don't know why you are listening, but it's been...
Keep calm and shut the fuck
It's
up.
been cool to make this one. Keep calm and shut the fuck up. That's the end of that, really. Thank you all for being here, and we hope you've learned something from this episode because it's been a bit of an educational one.
Bangin'!